Now I technically hit go live a little bit. To sign in. Oh, yeah. I forgot about everything but my microphone. I remember to do so much so early, but I forgot to grab the microphone. Probably didn't hear me. Probably hear anything I said. I guess there's no one here yet because it's early, but the VOD people, if I forget to cut it out, we'll see that. But we're already started. I'm pretty much already on the grind. Noise canceling. Is it noise oh yeah, I didn't, I had the microphone way too far away. I didn't have it in front of me. So if you didn't hear me at first, that's so we are. So yeah, we're still working on this, the Undercutter, same as last week. I'm changed. I've actually been doing CAD for at least for almost an hour, just a little bit ahead of schedule. But I'm trying to have this sit below what a carbon fiber plate that's going to sit here. So everything's going to be a super tight fit. So I got that going for me. I think I need to stop, not think about what this is going to attach to so much, or like directly. I'll figure something out. I will. So far I've made this weapon half an inch shorter or half an inch smaller in diameter, so that we are not so. So that way we can bring everything a little bit closer. Below the floor plate. I haven't created a bottom plate yet because it's kind of decide what a bottom plate is. Because I really tried to make, because the pulley won't go below the bottom plate. But I'm trying to get the weapon as low as cutter. But yeah, it is a 4-wheel drive undercutter. I kind of want to put forks in the back and have it be one of those where it can drive backwards. Not so much as a thwack bot, but as a like bot that can drive in either direction. But we'll see if that's actually what ends up. Obviously, physics and weight will also have a say. We're gonna make. I think we're gonna need 516. Okay, we're gonna need, our plans to use something like this to sort of hold the weapon in place, clipsis style. Wide. Yeah, I don't know how wide it'll end up being. I'm definitely not going for the Calypso vibe. I have to, like, I'm gonna be so, I can't make a single thing be like a pico millimeter bigger than it can. Actually, you know what I want to do? I think I want to create a subassembly. getting angry with me. And chill. Okay. And assembly. That. So what we're trying to do is I'm trying to. What's been grinding me to a halt has been trying to figure out how to get everything to stay mounted. I do because I want it because I'm doing obviously a undercutter, but I'm trying to get it in direct drive because it'd be really easy if I did just direct drive into the what am I trying to say? Into the just like off the motor, but I don't want the all that weight all that far up. It's not about protecting the motor. It's about having that much weight that far out. Actually, I think what I want this to do is I want to be able to actually fit this shoulder bolt kind of. Kind of like that, but I think I might want just a little more room than that. Kind of going off of vibes. Sure why. I must have broken a mate. Created this up. I have the weapon basically as a circle just because I don't want to be distracted by the geometry of it. That's not currently what I'm focusing. Because that way I can change the diameter without changing a bunch of other stuff. Because it's or just how it's going to end up fitting. Actually, I don't think anything is trained at all in this. Before I go too far, I want to constrain the assembly. I always like to have good practice that the origin of my assemblies actually mean something. It doesn't necessarily be the very center of like the whole thing, but the right plane should be dead center on my robot. Although I say that, actually, now that I think of it, I think Hodag does not have the middle. No, it is in the middle because everything's mirrored off of it. It's just not a symmetrical robot, but it does have the middle plane directly in the middle. Because it always bugs the crap out of me when I'm like in like work situations when when I have to work on a assembly someone else created, and then they have to create they end up creating new planes just to like mirror stuff. It's like, if you would have done it right the first time. Mount holes. No. Holding them up. Daisy, I'm gonna need you to not V or anything. Oh my god, Daisy. No, you can't have those. They're not for cats. I need a cat cam. Finish. You have to at least appear on camera if you're gonna bother me while I'm doing. Oh, now you're caught up in the wire. Because I have a jank setup. Because I don't have an actual like arm. That'd be because I know if I can get like an arm that swings out, then I can actually do cable management for the actual microphone. That might actually be entirely too close. Yeah, that's gonna be way too close to the or to the outside of. Yeah, because I'm definitely the type of person that likes control bots. I'm trying to make I'm trying to basically make an undercutter that's a control bot. For a more controlled drive, like not so much control, at least with the undercutter itself. But oh, this is not drained in the way I want it to be. There we go. Oh, I didn't actually. I might just do plastite screws for the weapon. If they screw it, it's an ant. I can probably get away with it. So then the idea is that this is going to here. So actually, maybe I want that first hole to be. Pretty much, Boolean on that basically needs to be like a, because that should be enough that also, because I'm gonna have to have the heads of these screws sticking out anyways. I might do button head or whatever, but I know, just do the socket head might be. I may end up messing with it later. I, I think I need to remember that I can change this later. Like everything I'm doing here is not set. I am probably going to need room for, I'm probably going to want some sort of roller. Do so. Go. I think I have a little too many. I think what we insert. I don't. Since when have I do I use that doing? Is that how I insert things? I've literally never used that to. Yeah, this is way bigger than I was. Because currently this is meant to be a dead shaft. Need two bearings for. How do people find room for all? Probably have the rollers be whatever the top is. Is that where? Yeah, because what I'm gonna I'll look at what material. Okay, now we're trying. Because I don't think I'm not gonna bother with a washer interacting with like the our little pulley thing, because I don't care as much about it. Probably want this. We're gonna be knocking it. Sake of meat, this, even though it's not gonna be nylon. Not exactly pretty, but not adding up because this obviously needs to be below that, and it's without it being like the entire. No, it just. Noise canceller gate. Oh, your microphone is cutting off. Oh, shit. I think the microphone might be too. I might be too far away from the microphone. Because I know. Because I have to be about 6 to 8 inches, and I think I was leaning. Is this better? Because I might have been too far away from the microphone. Or I might have been just stopping mid sentence. That's also a possibility. I do tend to start saying things and then stop saying things. Oh. Yeah, because the problem I'm running into. I'm just gonna hide that part for now. Is trying to keep this whole assembly down. Yeah, I think it might mostly be that it's too far away because I normally, like when I record videos, I have my microphone in front of my keyboard, but in order to do this, oh, maybe. But yeah, I think it might be because when I do streams, I have the microphone behind my keyboard, but if I do like a video, then it's in front of my keyboard, so if I sit at the same place, it's going to sound different because it's optimized to be with just a couple inches away. I keep this as possible. I know I should have a bearing inside of this, but I can't. I just don't. Any bearing I put in there is going to make this whole thing bigger. This is already just a huge stack of stuff. But I know if I try to do something, because if I try to put it, because the only, yeah, because the other thoughts I have is basically having it be a live shaft. But I don't know if a live shaft would be a good idea. I don't have as nearly as much experience with spinners as other people. If this whole thing was a live shaft, then I'd have a little bit different options. I might just, but I don't, because then we just need a bearing where it's spinning up against the stuff. Or that I guess no, yeah, the bearing would want to be. No, I think I'd still need the roller bearing. I think if it is a live shaft, it would just be or the thrust bearing. I'd still need the thrust bearing. Uh, this is gonna take me forever to actually be able to finish this whole. Because I'm just getting analysis paralysis. I'm trying to do. Because this feels too far away from each other to like. Hmm. Go back to our weapon assembly. I'll just make it how big as I think I need. Yeah, I think that was my initial idea. The bearing tube that connects the weapon on one side. Yeah. Having the pulley be. Yeah, attaching everything to. Yeah, I think that weapon is below the bottom plate and the bottom plate's above, and the pulley's above the bottom plate. Is that what you're saying? Basically going weapon, weapon, bottom plate, pulley, top plate? Because that was my original thought. Because I think I'd have just a bearing where the then I'd have to worry about the weapon going into the bottom plate, but because that would be what that effectively would be. We go back to, we're gonna edit this. Eventually I'm gonna want something like this. Obviously, I haven't quite filled out the dimensions yet. Yeah, because then it becomes a matter of what diameter do I make this. It'll probably, I mean, thickness, I think we're going to go with. I don't think we're gonna have a huge bottom to 4 millimeters maybe. I reserve the right to make that bigger. Do I do I have the bearings? I do have bearings. I think for now, next time I might hash out the exact size, but it's gonna be it's gonna have to be relatively. Because this is what I'm gonna be like, maybe half an inch, maybe more. Is because it's gonna be a big bearing, big boy bearing. Half an inch. I'm trying to visualize half an inch. Half an inch actually ain't that big, but quarters an inch, you mean? So maybe about 9 millimeters diameter. That'll put that's about an inch. Yeah, I'm not gonna have, if I do that, the head of the not, and I think I'll just I need to make. These will basically have to. Be really. Yeah, there's not gonna be enough. Changes. that. Wait, didn't do that right. Probably have to that a little bit and not feel sketch. Probably want to. We're gonna get rid of no, not that one. This tangent one. It's probably gonna look different, but is okay. So that's I can get a longer one of these. Oh shit! I don't have enough room for the bearing with my. Barely do. Actually, what this probably gonna end up being. Or I give up on. And we end up. I think realistically, I'm probably just gonna. 12.8. But 12, I guess. Eight. Definitely not through all. God. That ends up being a problem. Almost too. Actually, that'd be problem. Okay, what if we take the whole. I have to change pitch. Millimeter. Make this 5. Less sketchy. Still probably speed. Whatever happened to this? They undo. Oh, did it undo that? I think I did. I guess let's be realistic. How deep were these? Oh, that's not the. I go to sketch. I want to go to the feature itself. Not through all boats. I want aligned in the direction. Say realistically, I want to use 5mm engagement. That way we know if we hit that, we might be a little too big. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I did a no. I didn't want to do. Did not do it in the part. Hate it when I do that. That's the most annoying thing. Well, okay, so that's still cutting into that. Realistically, just for shits and giggles, let's just put this. Go. Ignore me. Okay. Actually ends up lining up. How about, for the sake of argument, just do do 1mm off that. Five. Let's make this a whole 6. Make this big. And we just say screw it and we make this in like that. Linear. I make this say 5mm for now. Know what plane to put it on? We're gonna plane to put it on. Actually, wait a minute. Actually, if that's going all the way in there. Why am I overthinking? 5, because I want to just be a little bit more than, be not too crazy. I want this to be about, call it 4. I meant to do, I wanted to do, I said 5 millimeters, 5 plus. Actually, it's probably. Actually, 18 was probably the right. Yeah, about there. Makes it so that hole doesn't quite go to it. It's close enough. Also, what am I doing? I think I actually might want this on the top part, but actually, we're just gonna, not important. I don't know if I'll actually end up needing this, but okay. That bearing go. I hide it. Oh, I think I hit it in this. Okay. Dead chat. Now I have to decide what I'm gonna do with all extra space. Room. You know, we're gonna ultra assemble a washer. May seem silly. That that grilled sandwich doesn't quite. Actually, before I decide to change too much. Custom material. I think this is my custom UHMW, which I kind of forgot that there's actual UHM. We're gonna replace. Getting how to replace. These are slightly bigger washers. Not Navy because they're both washers. It would be an easy switch, but silly me. Why would I think that two nearly identical? That mate delete. You know what? I thought I clicked the button that deleted the mates. I did not delete. Usually when I do that, I always find it easier to delete the mates, but I did not press the right button. Not gonna do that. I'll probably have an easier time if I first, otherwise it's gonna do. There. I mean, it probably wanted those bigger washers in. Come on. I mean, we're closer to where we need to be. So we are getting closer to an actual stack up that is. It's gonna be so goofy. Probably 3. Actually, I should have just measured it. That would have been what a smart person. But I am not that smart. Make $0 do it. There we go. Actually, that's not I guess it depends on your definition of this. Actually, now that I think about it, it should almost collide. It should just barely collide because I feel like if the weapon's too, if this is too high, it's probably better because then it'll push it a little bit lower, and the weapon might be, because if it's too high, then it has too much movement in that direction. I get the feeling it's gonna end up what's the word I'm looking for? Running into the base plate. Okay, so now I'm trying to figure out what this is going to mount to, or what our base plate. Sketch. No, I don't want to do sketch. I want to do a new part. Glad somebody likes where this is going. Because this is, I get the feeling that this pulley right here, I just know that that pulley right there is going to be a part that I'm going to be changing a gajillion times when working on this. I knew that last stream. I'm like, oh, I'm going to find a million ways to not, I'm going to find a million wrong ways. And what I think I need to get over is I need to get over the fact that the first version's probably going to not be it. The first version that's going into an event of that pulley is probably gonna explode or some crap. I can guarantee it. Calling it right now. This thing or something about this weapon is gonna get jammed up. Like it's gonna end up cutting itself, and some crazy stuff's gonna happen. Yeah, this thing is, I'm just like, oh god. So where even is my body? Realistically, it's gonna end up, because I didn't put a thrust bearing, it's gonna end up sitting right there. Because I didn't put. That is not fun. That's not the dimension I. I think 18 is what I did, so I'll probably do like 18 bullshit. I might just make this bottom plate like UHMW. Because there's no bearing for the, I didn't put a, so far I don't have a bearing on this bottom part, so I'm probably, this thing's gonna want to explode. Cities, we're gonna put that about the right plane. Can you crack? Are you just making shit up, SolidWorks? Making shit up? What? What? Oh, I created this in the, what am I doing? How did I end up editing the weapon pulley? That's the problem. That's how where it all went wrong. I was editing the wrong part. That would create problems. That is why it was yelling at. Sketch. Okay, maybe now it won't get angry. Okay, so I'm trying to just that. Convert this to want to go back to sketch. Please mirror this about the middle. Gonna be like that. Clean this up. A little slightly more than that pulley, I think. Only technically further than that pulley. If I even want to go that far out. For entities, I just take of it. Take those out 2 millimeter. Actually, that probably not going to be in shape. I'm probably going to create an access panel on the bottom side. I'd go back to that real quick. You know what I'm going to do is probably going to do is be probably something like that. Want to line up with this. You know, I think we're going to send it as kind of like it is. I'm not going to change the weapon too much. Well, I'm going to refine it a little. I think for now I need to like actually design the rest of the robot. Because I don't have a screw hole for like anything. Linear, there we go. Yeah, because it actually realistically I don't want to. Probably I'll make this coincident with this. Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make this aligned with my side pieces. Basically have this all line up. Whole thing is done. Cool. This is supposed to be an antweight. This is going to be an antweight. 1 pound. Specifically, supposed to be an undercutter. No, this is the plane I meant it to be on. Because it's based off the plane on the weapon, and it's currently going into this part, which is I'm assuming why you're saying it's on the wrong plane. I'm just gonna have to make this part shorter. But I'm not sure. Normally, it lets me do this sort of thing, so I don't know what's going on here. Because it's not like I wasn't just. Because all this I just did collinear to this, but for some reason, this one it's getting angry. It's aligned with the pulley, not the frame. Yeah, I know. That is on purpose. But that is not explaining why it's being difficult. Because this should be perpendicular. Oh, now it decided to work. I don't know why it was being. Thought those were tangent, but I guess not. All right. There we go. I guess I don't know. Okay. Art. And art that hole in. .2. Yeah, 2 point. Okay, so these I thought I could make these symmetrical. These are not gonna. Ooh. We're gonna have to go back to this assembly because I originally defined it as being. Oh, that's the only mirror. Because I'm trying to edit the original part. Oh, how do you find local competitions? Yeah. Also, build robot combat events, like they said. Bristol Bot Builders, also for the UK and EU. Also, there's Builders DB. I would say most of the US uses robot combat events, but there's certain regions in the US I would say that Builders DB might be better, but oh no, I edited the wrong side. I I messed up. I did the I was editing the part that was mirrored. Come on. Yeah, I think over the holidays there weren't many events for obvious reasons, but I know next weekend events will start picking up. Because yeah, there's so few events in the United States that those places are pretty much 90% of the events, I would say. Everything else is in pretty niche locations. And odds are, if they're not on those 3 websites, they're probably not open to the public anyways. It's angry at me. So pet. Alderix is so petty. Yeah, this specific robot won't be competing for a while, but I see. Yeah, I know in the Midwest there's a lot of antweight events. They're pretty popular around here. Although beetles are becoming more popular. I wouldn't say more popular than ants, but more popular than they were. That's what I meant by that. Not more popular. Uh, I just I have one beetle hodag that I have a lot of videos on that'll be competing next weekend. Not 2 days from now next weekend, but the weekend after this weekend. I need to go to this. I'm gonna have to. I don't think it. Yeah, let me open the components. Right plane. That's one thing. What? Don't know why I had to do that. Yeah, I really like ants. You can get away with a lot, but they're not as small as like fairy weights where you're having to like really contend with the fact that they're small. Oh, I always do that. I do this a million times when I have parts that are different that are sided like that, where I just mirror the whole part. I always forget that it wants solids. When it has two different solids, it hates me for doing that. I'm gonna clean up this sketch. We'll add some chamfers. Stuff. We'll do small ones. 0.8 millimeters. And we're gonna do one big one. Nope, that's not what I wanted. A little too big. Not quite big enough. 7, perfect. Because there's literally no reason for that nut. Like that, and then we're gonna add all fillets. That's probably all I can really. see. Yeah, we're absolutely gonna need some sort of standoff, like, to prevent this from exploding. It's I'm just gonna delete. Actually, no, I don't want to. I want to keep that whole. I'm just gonna make it the same as the bottom. That. And then just close this out at the back. Currently 5/16 an inch. A little bit. We'll just do 8. This feels like it needs some bothering me. Yeah, I haven't saved this document in a while. Actually, I just realized this part could... Forgot I can move this up. Don't need to be that. Because I made the weapon smaller, I can get close. I can make the whole thing... Make the whole thing... Okay. Debating if I can go... Actually, that's... Debating if I want... Yeah, that's probably fine. That way, if there's any sort of movement in the blade, I don't have to worry about it. A little bit. I believe this also is based on it. This one I might not want to move quite as much. Go to 8. Everything as compact as possible. I want this probably still be a little bit ahead of the drive motors because the battery is going to be... This robot... Okay, here's my... I also want a part that comes around the front here. Because I want to protect this pulley at least a little bit. So we're going to need a new part. Yeah, I'm going to be working on this. I'll take a... Because if I don't have something protecting this, it's going to just explode. And I'm going to lose every match, pretty much. Or at least every match against another horizontal. Front armor. This is going to be weird. Maybe I don't want to overthink. Make sure I'm editing it. Show it. I want to hide it before I even make it. We're going to add this part. I'm actually going to use this. Oh, that's not what. This. No. FNO. I swear I know how to use SolidWorks. I know sometimes that's in doubt. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Simple. Offset this entity. Honestly, I think we'll just do 2 mm. I don't know if I can afford. Actually, we'll do 3 because we want at least a bit of air. We want an air. These mirrors. I don't know why I didn't. I should have waited and mirrored this, but okay. So then we're gonna have this. To mess with the length of this until the vibe feels right. Honestly, there's not much reason. I mostly got to go back for mounting purposes, not for actual. Like I don't need armor this far back, but I want to be able to mount this in enough spots. Actually, that might. Yeah, we'll actually make it. We'll go to 36 actually. Up to another sketch. Now we'll do this at the top of this bottom plate. These sides. No. That. Just do everything on this side. Yeah, we'll do that. Gotta be tangent. Go to there. I think this is, if I'm using 3 M3 screws, I probably want to be 5 mm in. Means I probably want this just short of pulley. Probably round it off, honestly. Mirror entities, mirror thing. At the right plane. Actually, no. Because I don't like. Thickness perpendicular. That, do that. Oh. What's the issue? It's getting weird with the contour, yes. Although I'm actually gonna go to here. Yeah, we'll keep. For now, we're gonna keep it like that. If I end up having more weight, I might try. Actually, no, we're gonna do it the right way now. That. Keep that small. We'll just keep it minus. And then we're going to loft it. Sweep. Curves. You're cutting off a bit when you're super. Oh, sorry. I really need to mess with this mic more when I'm doing this. I need to optimize it more. So when I'm actually like talking. Jensency. Sweep. What's annoying is that this is it doesn't want to do it multiple. It doesn't want to do sketch killer. No, that's not what I gotta do this multiple. So it's sweeping. I have to sweep it multiple times. That. I know there's a way to probably do this more than once instead of just the once, but it's probably there we go. Also, hopefully this will keep it, if it's thicker on the bottom, it'll keep it buckling into that, into the pulley, but. We're just gonna put some mounting holes. Hey, it's King Pie's Games. Wondering if you'd show up, because I know you're a regular here. We have a monstrosity of a weapon pulley. I'm doing my best. Because I decided to have the bottom plate go between the pulley and the blade. And I've mixed feelings on the idea. Because all messy. Oh, that's not. Okay. Now I'm working on a guard for the weapon. I don't know if this is the correct order doing things. It makes me feel better. Then we want to mirror entity. Honestly, I might say screw it and just have the holes go through the entire thing. Because it's mounting to both the top and bottom. So I'll just do a through. Why not? I don't think I'll have a screw going through the whole thing. Even though I could, it's probably gonna be this is meant to plastite screws to the top and bottom basically. So it'd be like choom choom. Right, because this will be TV. Yeah, because this. Oh, that's it. The guard is going to be made out of TPU. Pretty much anything with any amount of complexity is probably going to be some sort of plat. This will be TPU. It's. I think anything that would be considered armor is going to be TPU on a 1 pound robot. I feel like I shouldn't have this gap here, but I don't really see a reason to not have the gap. Like, part of me is probably going to end up filling it in just because it's going to bother me, but not today. We're just going to have a gap here. Because realistically, I guess I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I guess anybody punching anything in there is going to make me sick. I at least want to push this for a second. Change the. Actually, no. Dude. I'll load it. Okay. Oh, that's gonna enter. $37 maybe. But yeah, this is. Debating. Actually, what I probably want to do is add another. If I want to fill it in, I'll probably just add. For now, we're gonna leave. Actually, I don't want any dust and debris getting in there. So we're just gonna do Bert. 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 Get this stupid simple way. Then trim. Snip, snip. Good. For a second, I forgot there was something that I forgot to mirror. Sorry, I keep forgetting. I keep mumbling to myself, which I think is the real problem. It's not so much that I'm not facing the mic. I think it's that I end up mumbling when I'm talking to myself, which does not help you guys at all. What the? I didn't mean to press the X. Sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing. I don't think you're gonna be that heartbroken over it. And we'll just make it look pretty. Yeah, I think we want to make it less of a not have a stress concentration there. Yeah, there we go. Because I know if I don't put it there, somehow there's just gonna be debris in there. Crap, but yeah, yeah. I mean, it'll end up when you print something. A lot of times, it creates its own rounded corners, anyways. It kind of ends up rounding things off. It if you do stuff like that sometimes. Yeah, it's probably for the best. And now we need mounting. We want to create some sort of mounting for it. Press that. That way I know on the side. Probably just try to go center line. Maybe if I try to make this whole thing shorter. For now, we're going to do that. Honestly, this part's probably going to end up actually before here are the other ones. I'm not going to bother doing those. More 3mm screws. There. Not 3 from here. 6 maybe? Basically, as close as I can get that I know it won't put in the... Okay. It's not going to go up high enough that I'm going to have to worry about that the shafts. About that. Titties. Not want to do 5mm. Actually, I'll just do. Honestly, I'll make the whole 8. I don't know if I'll not use all 8 of those millimeters. I want the option. And sketch. Convert entities. We'll just convert our circles. We'll also do it there. Then carry the mirror down. Press. Mounting holes. Now we want to add the mounting holes to top and bottom. It's uneven. Does it not interfere on the bottom as well? Interfere where? Like, what does what interfere with what? Nope, it's clear. I'm well, but yeah, I'm aware that the oh yeah, it's clear right now. Yeah, it doesn't quite interfere on that shorter part with that hole. It like kind of comes possibly concerningly close, but yeah, the plate mounting. Yeah, I know what you mean. I could for now I'm gonna make these 3mm. Heck, they'll probably make for 3.0. A little bit larger than the hole itself. Then I'll mirror it. Oh, rarely do I fix anything. I don't know what I like it when it makes things blue when it shouldn't be blue, and then when I'm like, wait a minute, and try to check it, it's like, nope, it was black the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about. Schrodinger's feature, Schrodinger's fully defined feature. This is starting to look like a robot. Take the holes from the bottom plate because they'll be the same as the bottom. What am I? Convert all these. I'm trying to convert off the bottom plate, not the part itself. Because unless I find that I use a different material for the top and bottom plate and they have weird different tolerances for some reason, since these will not be being screwed into, but the 3D printed middle parts will. Okay. Oh. Now for the other part of the robot, the quote unquote back. I realize that this endpoint is probably like the top and bottom plates are not going to end up. I needed to insert a new part. Actually, I just realized. I'm just going to create it since I just created it, but I might end up calling it a night after. Before I get too deep into part. Because this is going to be where the forks end up mounting. Because I want the forks in the back. That way I can drive forward and backwards. Call it fork side. But I think I'm gonna worry about that next. We made some progress. We have like 60% of a robot, I think. has some. We don't currently have a battery. I'll have to. I mean, actually, before, okay. What do we got for battery? Robots, purchase parts. This is probably what. Oh no. Okay, that'll be interesting. So I won't be able to use this battery. Oh my god, I made it way more compact than I thought I did. Okay, so we're gonna explore that. That is next week's problem. There. That was the only. I'm trying to remember if there was a similar battery. Like this bat. Oh, even this like 2S just for scale is not fitting here. Okay, so this is gonna be next week's problem, but I think I'm gonna call it there. That was. Wait, no. Yeah, I'm gonna call it there. It was a nice 2-hour stream. Thanks for those that stopped by, everyone that stopped by, and that anybody who and for those that were there the whole time. Thank you. Same thing next week. Not too much is gonna happen between now and then, but the weekend after that, I'll be at an event. And I'll probably talk more about that next week. See you guys.